My current command screen will bring up tool 12 in the spindle message so that I am positive 100% that I am loading my tool in the correct spot in the machine's carousel. So with this being said, I need to be in a manual mode to be able to actuate my tool release button. So I will go into hand jog. It does not matter the orientation on this machine specifically as to which way it goes in. So I will push and hold. That tells me that my machine clamp is unclamped. While holding upward pressure, I will let go. Okay, so that means that my tool is secured. That drawbar has securely held it into the spindle. So now that I have that set, I need to set my tool length from off a 1, 2, 3 block. When I say 1, 2, 3 block, that means that this block is 1 inch by 2 inch by 3 inches on the top of my table. To do this, I need to clean off my table. I need to make sure that I do not have anything on there. I can also check my 1, 2, 3 block by scooting it back and forth against that surface. I can be able to feel if there's any interference with that table. With that said, now I'm going to handle over to my 1, 2, 3 block, and we're going to set the tool length of this tool. Now if you will notice, when I set this tool, I'm going to bring it past my 1, 2, 3 block. I'm going to apply light pressure towards the tool as I am raising it up. It has gone underneath it. I have pulled my tool, my 1, 2, 3 block back out from underneath it because I'm going to come down one more click. So now I should have some interference. I'm going to reduce my increments from 10 thousandths to 1 thousandths, and then I'm going to continue to come up until my 1, 2, 3 block goes back underneath it. So applying pressure, very light pressure, I will come up until my tool goes completely underneath my 1, 2, 3 block. With that being done, that is the most accurate way to set the bottom of the tools. So I will come back to my screen. I will go to offsets. This is my work offset page. I need to be in my tool offset page, which is my tool lengths. If you notice, tool 12 has been highlighted because that is the tool that is in the spindle. You'll notice I have a Z position down here, just like on the work offsets page. However, I will be hitting the tool offset measure button. When I do that, that will tell my machine how far it is from the machine home to the top of that 1, 2, 3 block. From here, I am going to go to position, and I'm going to zero out or /origin my Z. Why am I doing this? I need to know where the top of my workpiece, because the top of my workpiece is 0. So as of right now, my Z plane, where all my tools are touched off of, is the top of the 1, 2, 3 block. I have to translate in a Z positive direction from the top of my 1, 2, 3 block up to my part surface. To do that, I have to zero out my location on the top of the 1, 2, 3 block like I just did. Now, I will handle up in a positive direction. I will handle over to my part, and using the paper method, I am going to come down and touch the top of my part. Notice that I am pretty close to my part now, so I'm going to reduce my increments from 10 thousandths to 1 thousandths. I will put it into the Z axis, and I will come down on top of my part until my paper stops moving. I am now very close to the top of my part. So now I need to take and look at my screen and see what that value is. If I look at this value, I will see that it is 2 inches, 891 thousandths and 0 tenths. This is a positive value from the top of my 1, 2, 3 block to the top of my part that I am machining. This is a very important number that must go in my work offset Z-axis. It is not that number. It is not 8 inches. That is the location. So I will go back into position and I will type in 2 inches 891 thousandths. I will then go back to my offsets page. It does remember it, and I will hit right enter. We can now see that my 2 inches 891 thousandths has been inputted correctly. From here, I'm going to come back to my tool, and earlier whenever I was getting that geometry on my machine, specifically on the Haas, you'll look at the top, it says diameter. I usually call it diametral. That means that I have to put in the diameter of the tool, which was 1 inch. So I will type in 1.0, and I will type that in. Actual diameter is 1 inch. If for some reason you came to this page and it said radius, that means the machine is set up for radial CRC. CRC being the diameter of the tool divided by 2. At which point I would put that in as a 0.5, and then I would hit input, and the actual diameter would still come up to 1 inch. With that being said, I'm now going to send my machine home by hitting 0 return. I will hit the Z-axis. I will close my doors, and I will hit home G28. My machine has gone home. I'm going to push edit to look at my tool list. From here, if I need to set 2 more tools, 5 more tools, 50 more tools, I would still follow the same method. My method would be to call up the tool that I need, come down and touch the top of my 1, 2, 3 block, go back to my offset page, and I will hit the tool offset measure button, and I would continue that process until I am done setting all of my tool lengths. Once all of my tool lengths have been set and all the diameters have been set in that secondary column, I am now ready to run my part. Let's say I have ran all my parts and I want to save this program back to the USB. We'll come back to our controller. I will be in edit mode. I will also again push F1. F1 allows me to go to all these settings up here on the top page. I will move over to the input-output function in the disk directory. That is going to show me what's on there. However, I want to send to the disk. So I will highlight send disk and push right enter. This right here is an image of all of my programs that are in my directory. If you notice, there's an asterisk next to this one. That is the current program that I have pulled up. I want to send the current program, so I will simply highlight that program and hit right enter. It says it's sending. Okay, you might ask me if I want to override it, might not. So once this goes away, if we look over here to the side, we will see the red light. It is still sending to my USB. Once that red light has disappeared, I am now able to safely remove my USB from its hold. And that right there is how you do a complete setup on the Haas vf1. Thank you.